stuff is going on there. A lot of very complex set pieces. There must have been some injuries.
Yes. Yeah. When we did the Q&A the last time, I mentioned a few injuries, and then I completely forgot about one of the big ones, and so I might tell you guys that one now. You know when the guy gets thrown over the balcony and then snatches back in half?
Yes.
Yeah, that was an injury. What happened with that one? Like we were, like, obviously we didn't really break his back, you know, there's a lot of manipulation and things going on in that shot. But in order to get him to reach his target, we had to have him on like a wire to pull him across to land at the right spot, otherwise he'd just go straight down. And when he jumped off that top balcony, our sling team maybe they were a bit nervous or a little bit over enthusiastic, but they pulled him way too hard on the first take. So his body didn't go down, it just went straight across in the air. And he just bounced against the top wall, hit his head against that, bounced back far enough, just far enough to miss the crash mats that we put for him. Dropped down 5 meters and then landed on concrete. So we were all sort of shitting ourselves big time. I was sort of tucked away in another room as well with the monitor, and then it was just, as soon as we saw it, just chills go up the back of your neck and your heart's in your mouth. And we were just stood there looking at this like body on the floor while the medics came in to check on him, and they were checking his neck to make sure nothing terrible would happen. I mean, so they did terrible happen, but you know. And then after about maybe 10 minutes of wondering what we were going to do, suddenly he starts to come to and then starts to get up and starts to ask me if he can go again. So we kindly told him, no, you're going to the hospital first, get checked up, and then I think about 4 days later then we came back and we went again, and then we got it.
What about the one incident with the knife going towards the throat?
That's a good one. The guy in the corridor when he goes fighting with the knife and the stick, there's one when he hits the guy with the stick and pulls him in and stabs him in the throat. For that one, for one shot in that one, we needed a profile shot. So the guy is just being pulled by the stick, and then the knife is supposed to go forward, but to his shoulder. So it's nice and safe, the blocking is clear, so we can get away with it. But what happened was, when he was getting pulled, instead of his head coming just straight down, so that the knife can go here, his head went down and to the right. And the blade was coming through, and then it actually went into his cheekbone. It was a wooden blade knife. Still cutting though. And then, so yeah. If it was 1 inch higher, he'd have been blind. Yeah. So that was, and Ego freaked out, because I know you were the one doing it. And he stabbed up, and then I was on the monitor again, watching from far, and then I see this guy just get like hit in reaction, and then Ego just grabbed him by the head and pulled him in, and was like, so are you okay, you okay? Now I couldn't see shit from the monitor, I could see, it's like, this is his eye, he's gone. So I came running out, we were all separating the two of them, and then it turned out that he had like a cut in his cheek. So if you really look closely, you can see a little bit of the plaster that we could try to cover up the makeup. But yeah, that's how we fix things. We put a plaster on him, and then let's go again.
And the great thing about this film, and also with Marantau, is you've got the foresight to actually let us see the actual movements. Because the problem in most American movies when it comes to fight scenes is it's just like constant cuts and close-ups. So I always say it's kind of like if you went to go see a ballet, but you only got to see this much of the ballet performance. So your respect for that is incredible. But however, because you were in an apartment and the setting, it wasn't as possible to do long shots. But with the hallway, I mean, you kind of put the hammer fight in Old Boy to shame with that hallway fight. How long did the long hallway fight take to do?
That one was just about 3 days, I think, 2.5 to 3 days to shoot that entire scene with the knife and the stick. But yeah, and going back to that idea of the showing the choreography. I mean, if I fuck up and I don't show their choreography good, I'm not going to deal with them. So they worked their ass off. They worked like 2 or 3 months worth of designing the choreography, and then just another 2 or 3 months then to practice with all the cast and the talent. And what we do is, one of the things we kind of do for our projects, because we're not kind of developed enough like the Hong Kong martial arts filmmakers and the Thai filmmakers. A lot of the times they kind of think on their feet and they'll shoot their action scenes as they're shooting them. But for us, we needed a little bit more security blanket for us. So what we tend to do is we do like video storyboards in pre-production. So we shoot everything. We shoot like we do a one shot first of the full fight sequence. And then we look at it and we try to figure out, okay, I want to show this detail here, this detail here. What's the best angle for every single detail in the choreography? Then we do like a video storyboard, which is pretty much like what you get in the final version, but with a handy cam in an office with beige walls. And it looks terribly boring. But we shoot that and we edit it, and then we kind of go back and we revise and revise and revise. We discuss with Nico and with Yayan, the choreographers, like, you know, are you happy with this? Should we change this? Should we do this? And then once we kind of agree on it, then it's used as a template then for us in production. And then by the time we're in production, some shots will work, some shots won't, and we fix it as we go along.